Welcome everyone to the Break Knyte Creative. I'm Craven Knight, and in this video I'm going to show you how I turned this plain black hoodie into this. One of my favorite things to do when I buy new clothes or when I need new clothes or whatever the case is actually altering my clothes, whether it's adding something to it or just straight up fixing it and changing the size of it and to fit me better. After I really started getting into being a seamster and sewing and making wrestling gear and all that, it took me a while to realize that I can just simply alter my own clothes. I've taken hoodies, I've taken shirts, and I've completely altered them, whether it's for the gym or for my own use in social occasions, to just look awesome. And other things I like to do is just little work that I tend to do for some of my friends. For example, this. I'll show you a before image, and here's what it looks like now. This vest I completely added a bunch of stuff to. Now the vest was bought from my buddy Sean Iredale. This is a gift for one of his friends, and he wanted me to add the spikes on there, which he had. He wanted me to add red on there so it makes it look totally different, and then just add the patches for bands and some other pop culture stuff, and then the back, an image that he wanted me to stitch on there for his buddy. So doing stuff like this is really cool, and I even did the same thing for my buddy Sean, who I recorded the podcast with. This plain black hoodie is not just a regular plain black hoodie. It is actually it's an athletic one. It's a Reebok one. I love just kind of plain hoodies and allowing the stitching to kind of represent the type of design it may have. And I know for a while I've wanted to just take a plain black hoodie and add stuff to it. I've taken a gray hoodie that I own and I've sewed a little Batman logo on there. For this one, I really want to get a plain black hoodie to make a Batman Beyond hoodie. So just take the logo. I have some great red vinyl that I can use. Same as what I did with this vest here. And when I did this vest, it really reminded me of what I can do with this. Taking the red vinyl, making the bat emblem, and putting it right in the middle. But that's enough from me. Let's jump into the process of where I began to where I end and how it comes out. Now, I searched the Batman Beyond logo. And of course I get a bunch of results here. I want to have a good reference image to go off of. But let me get my hoodie on here and figure out sizing. Now, usually I would do all this stuff in the garage, but I try to keep my time in the garage very minimal, considering how freezing it is outside and how cold the garage gets. So I'm just gonna stay in here where it's nice and toasty. It was only about 12 bucks, and it's Reebok. It's nice athletic one, can hold up, but some black hoodies are just so cool. Like I like just these seams where they're at. It just adds a really cool look to it, and it's like those subtle little designs that really catch my eye. And the hood fits great. Makes me think of like nice vigilante hood, and you know, it's a good length. It fits. It's not too tight. It's not too big. It's just the perfect size. Figure out some measurements and figure out what I need everything to look, where I need the logo to be. Alright, that's what I need. It's just the half, because really I'm just going to do two halves on each side because I can't do a whole one and then put the whole thing because it's a zipper. But that's what I need. So I'm going to do that, two different sides, and trace that on the material. So let's do it. What I plan to do here, I cut the pieces out. This is something I should have done beforehand, because the vinyl or the fake leather is very thin, and whenever I use very thin materials, I tend to fight with it on the sewing machine. So I don't want to fight with it, because trying to do the edges, and then when I get to this corner piece, it's gonna want to push it through the hoodie, and I want to avoid that. And I've had luck with just double layering certain materials, thin materials on top of other thin materials, to make it just one sheet of thick material. So I should have did this before I even made the bat, but I can do it after. It's not a big deal. So I'm gonna grab another piece of material, just some plain black material, to use spray adhesive, make them, put them together, and then stitch it on so it comes out okay. So let's try that. So that's it. That was a little process I did. Looking at it now, I honestly feel like I made it a little bit too big. It still looks pretty cool, especially on the black. It stands out. And the stitching on the edges, I tend to struggle with, because I'm fighting with a big already made piece. So that's where it can be a struggle to try and stitch something on something that's already made. Other than that, I think it looks cool. I've always wanted a cool Batman Beyond hoodie like this, or just to add the emblem onto something. It's been a thought in my mind forever, and I just never even did it. I've had probably a couple black hoodies I could have done it with, but I saw this new one, saw it on clearance, good price, good hoodie, and I figured, why not? I hope you guys dig it as well. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you have anything to say to me, go ahead and leave a comment down below. And if you want to follow me on all the social medias and keep track of everything that I'm doing, all the stuff that I'm making, it is at Break Knyte Creative or at BreakKnyteCRT on Twitter and on Facebook and all that stuff. So you can see everything I'm doing, and it'll always go there first before you even see the video, so you can get your previews there. And I also do my podcast, the Break Knyte podcast. I do with my buddy Sean Iredale of Amberland Studios, where we talk about being creative and all things that inspire us to be creative, such things as Batman and what makes me want to make these cool Batman type stuff. Thanks again, everyone. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Stay creative, and I will see you next time. I think I'm gonna make something else.